Going on, everybody? Making a game plan for tomorrow. Right now we're going to start off with the SPY like usual, and we see that we still have buyers, right? And we have this resistance up here at 465, 464, which is the previous resistance from all-time highs, right? So 464, ultimately 468 at the top, but we have a little bit of room. So we have FOMC coming out, and it's probably, I'm reaching here, but it's probably going to give us the push that we need to get all the way up here. And it's going to be interesting. So right now we saw that SPY kind of broke out of this consolidation here, had a day that it kind of retested, came back up, and today we're seeing slow movement to the upside, but still bullish, right? So now that we have SPY that is still bullish, and we're going to start off with the squeeze list. So Amazon is number one on that squeeze list with the most volume. So we saw that we had this bullish push on the weekly, and we have 1 week now of red followed by another one. Has not broken down yet completely. It is holding this 21 moving average on the daily chart. And if you look at it from this perspective, you have this uptrend here, and we broke down out of this uptrend. So maybe tomorrow we'll have a little bit of push to the upside, and then we can probably reclaim if FOMC is bullish and get back inside of this uptrend. So that's what I'm looking at with Amazon. Right now, I'm looking at it from a daily perspective. The entry is still around this same area. So if you placed a buy stop, you probably got stopped out today and took an L, but ultimately it's part of trading, and right now you just need to re-enter. So just because you get stopped out of a position does not mean that it's over. You might have to get into that position a few times, right? Let me see. It didn't really quite trade above the previous day, so you probably never even got filled, right? So we were looking for a bullish reversal here, and if you look at this chart here, your buy stop would have been over here at 131.90, and you never got that. So that's the importance of using the candle on the daily chart to enter your position, right? Continuing on the squeeze list, we have AMD. Right now we have AMD, same thing pretty much as Amazon, right? Bullish movement. We see this consolidation here, 4 days of selling, but ultimately we're at the bottom of this consolidation box, and we're looking to break back up to the upside. Right now it's initial share size for me if we get above this 112.50 area, right? And then once we get above this, I would take it here above the box, because the box is pretty significant. So if we get above the box here at 117.50, I will be adding to that position, ultimately looking to see what kind of price action we get all the way up here, which is the previous high. Okay, moving on to Meta. Right now in Meta we have the exact same thing, same price action that we're seeing everywhere. So I mean, it's due. If you look at this price action here, like, we barely got a pause. This is the actual pause that we're looking for, kind of like over here, right? So a pause and then a push, right? This wasn't really a pause, but it's considered a pause. You have a lower low and small candles, and then a push, right? Little pause over here, push, another pause here, and this is actually a nice pullback that we're getting. So hopefully it holds this 21 moving average, and tomorrow we're looking to see if we're going to trade lower and reverse, or if we're going to open inside of today's price action. And once we get over 364, that'll be an entry, right? And we have on the smaller time frame pretty much the same uptrend here, breakdown, looking for it to come back up here and then hopefully get back inside of this uptrend. That would be the ideal situation. We also have AI with a little bit of squeeze here, if you can tell in this TTM, still has bullish action. You can see it on the weekly chart. Definitely consolidation here. You can see a little bit of a triangular pennant forming here, right? So if we draw this out, you can see it forming just like that. So you can see it on the daily chart as well. Right now we're at the bottom of the pennant. We're looking for any type of bullish action. So if you break below and reverse and this candle turns green, that's an entry. Get inside of today's price action, that's an entry here, right? If we get above over here, that's also an entry. So it's important that you recognize and you're able to identify these entries immediately, so that you know where to place your entry, your stop loss, and your take profits. Ultimately, initial share size as well. I want to see it get outside of this consolidation in a breakout manner over here, and that's where I would be adding, ultimately seeing what kind of price action we get when we get all the way up here, right? Coin is another one that's been on that list, starting out the day like this and ultimately trading down. Buyers stepped in, didn't quite let it finish green, but ultimately breaking down out of this inside week. So with the inside candles, sometimes you'll see a breakdown and then a reversal, and it'll become an entire engulfing candle, and that is a very powerful candle. I believe we saw that in maybe Rivian. We'll probably get to it, but ultimately when we go back to coin, we're looking for it to trade higher. Initial share size, actually this one doesn't have much resistance, so I'll be okay with a full position size on coin. Just be aware that coin moves very aggressively, so if you're not comfortable with the volatility, then I would definitely go in with initial and wait till we get above this box to add to it. All right, UPST, banks are still strong. UPST having a little bit of a pullback here. Nice box setup. If we go into the rectangular box here, you can definitely see that this is the box area. We're at the bottom of the box currently. For short-term positions to the upside, I would be waiting till we get above this 50-period moving average on the hour or on the 30-minute, depending which one you are monitoring, right? And ultimately, if we draw this out here, we can see that we're basically both lagging and we're looking for a breakout in this stock. So right here would probably be an entry if we trade lower and reverse into today's price action. And if we open inside, then we're ultimately looking to take this 3-to-1, depending on what time frame you're trading. So if you're trading on the daily, the entry would be here at 56. If you're monitoring here, you can definitely just take the breakout candle and place a stop loss right under the breakout candle, and that'll be awesome. But what we're really looking for is bullish action on the weekly, the monthly, and ultimately the daily. And the moving averages are perfect here. Weekly is definitely bullish, so that's what we're looking at in QCOM, right? I mean in UPST. So now we have QCOM. QCOM is now getting above the 50-period moving average. We're at a resistance, looking for a breakout out of this inside candle. So now our entry could be right here, right? We can take an entry here, and we're looking for that 3-to-1 risk to reward, which ends us all the way over here at previous resistance. And we can clearly see that on the daily chart right here. So ultimately, this is the trade that we're looking for, a break above 126.77 or the inside candle itself. And then you have this room until the next resistance at 135. Moving on to Airbnb. Airbnb ultimately traded lower, came right back inside today's price action, making it a bullish stock. So very nice finish on Airbnb. Very strong. Very strong. I really like that. So tomorrow, all we're looking for is for the price to trade above this bullish hammer right here. And ultimately, that would be your entry on a daily swing. And 3-to-1 risk to reward potential 100% here. So very nice trade here in Airbnb. Pay attention to that. This is still the squeeze list. So pay attention to that also. These are bullish stocks that are basically squeezing to the upside, right? So right now we're looking at Roku, and Roku is also bull flagging on the daily, and you can see that depicted even better on the 30-minute time frame. So if I stretch this line out, you can definitely see here, and this would be the breakout area. Obviously, sometimes we break out and fail, right? So in this case, we broke out. Your stop loss would have been this candle, and it failed. Another breakout and fail right here. And ultimately, let's see if third time's the charm, right? Moving on to mRNA, I believe Chase had this before to the upside, maybe a few days ago, a few weeks ago. So right now, this is a strong consolidation. If you draw out these lines over here, you can definitely see resistance there and support getting higher over here. So nice little consolidation there. Now we're at the bottom here, looking for it to trade higher. And then you would, if you get involved tomorrow on the smaller time frame, you're basically just looking for this to trade above this consolidation here. That would be an initial share size entry. And for the daily swings, you're definitely just looking for this breakout here at 127. So 127 to be your entry. Not too much resistance here until we get all the way up here. So very nice breakout here if we can take that. And that's what we're looking for the squeeze side. So now going on to the bullish side. Wow, what a reversal in Tesla today, right? I told you guys, Tesla remains on the bullish list for that reason, right? Until we have confirmation, we can't give up on Tesla. So right now, if you did not get involved in any of this price action to the downside, now you're looking for a bullish momentum and a U-turn type fashion to the upside. So this was very nice today. Very nice breakout out of this downtrend here, right? So if we draw that out, it's pretty much like this. We broke out right at the open. Very nice move in Tesla. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So above today's candle would be your entry, and then 3-to-1 risk to reward there. Yep, 3-to-1 risk to reward there, right on top of this candle, risking here, and that is all the way up until 313, 314 area, right? That's our previous resistance over here. What we're looking at on the daily chart. Yeah. So previous resistance is over here, right? 313, 314 area. So that's what we're looking at with Tesla. Moving on to Rivian, number one volume in the stock market, right? So this is why it's definitely on the top of the list. We talked about EVs today. We saw them have relative strength. Ultimately, we see this consolidation here, bull flag scenario right here, boom, boom, and then a continuation to the upside. So keep your eyes on Rivian. Rivian has a nice inside candle here, and that would ultimately be your entry on the daily swings right here, and your take profits would be around here at 30. So that makes it a 2-to-1. So you can go 2/3 on your position sizing, right? And ultimately, we have SPY. We went over that already. BABA's definitely getting a lot of volume here. A good push to the upside. The weekly is finally above the 50, and we're seeing bullish action on BABA. Now, does that mean that it's going to continue from here to here? Who's to say? But ultimately, it's bullish, and for that reason, it's on the list. Now, we have resistance right here. Not quite a 3-to-1. So this would be a day trade only. because we don't have the 3-to-1 risk to reward. So if you're looking at it here on the 30-minute chart, you can short swing this using the 30-minute candles, 15-minute candles, or just simply day trade it on using the 5-minute candles. So if we're looking at BABA, basically resistance all the way over here at 102. So you have room over here from 97 to 102, which would end you up over here. So nice. It would be nice little bull flag here on the smaller time frames. Not really good for a swing, but definitely good for the smaller time frames. So moving on to CVNA, these are high volume bullish stocks. So CVNA had a nice little pullback, moving with the EV stocks today. This is a car stock, so probably just feeding off of that. Ultimately looking at an entry above this candle here. This is a bullish reversal, bullish U-turn, and the stop loss will be right under at the 9-period moving average support, and looking for a trade. Let me look at this resistance that we have drawn out here. Yeah, so resistance is over here ultimately at this 58 level, right? So that makes it a 2.3. That's 2/3 share size. So that's what I'm looking at with Carvana, right? JPM is just basically unstoppable right now. It is moving ferociously, and if you're not involved in this stock after we've been calling it out for like the last 3 weeks, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, JPM is out of control right now. We're looking at another breakout out of an inside candle, and ultimately if you took this entry, you're looking to take profits around this 162 area, which lines up with the previous resistance, or you can wait and see what kind of price action you get up there. Ultimately looking for a continuation in the stock. It is absolutely one of the strongest stocks in the entire market. Your eyes should be all over JPM. But energy is looking to also break out, right? If we look at XLE, we are definitely getting follow through on that bullish action, right? Gap up and a nice breakout here on energy. So in energy, we also have CVX. So looking at CVX here, nice gap up and continuation on CVX. I like the fact that it pulled back, giving everybody an opportunity to get involved. So if you're on the smaller time frame, obviously you're looking for 30-minute entries or the time frame you prefer. But notice here on the 50, I mean on the weekly, it came up to the 50-period moving average, and that's where you saw some selling. So for a longer term swing, I would like it to get above here, 164. So this is a day trade for me. And continuing on to PayPal. PayPal, we had taken it off the list due to the fact that it had this reversal over here, and then we saw bulls step right back in. So now we have 3 days of buying and ultimately a higher high, higher low. So this puts this back on the list, and once we get above this 73 area, you can place this trade. 3-to-1 stop loss. Resistance up here at 77, basically 78. So very nice there. 77 would line up with this 50-period moving average. So I'll be looking to take profits there. All right, quick map out, quick and easy, right? ATVI didn't give up on it, and it came back here, never really filled the gap, and it's holding. So as of now, ATVI is bullish. If you look at this price action here, definitely broke out of this bull flag scenario, looking for a continuation above this box here. Very nice on ATVI. So the entry would be above this candle at 92.50, stop loss around here, 91.50. So you're risking $1 ultimately to make 3. So that's how you would map that out here, right? 3-to-1, and we definitely have room on the stock. So keep this on your watch list, man. This is a nice trade here. Very nice risk to reward. No resistance in sight. So that would definitely be on the top of my list. Ultimately, I'm going to go through these very quickly. These were just extra, and I know Josh has been on top of Oracle. And nice breakout retest now with an inside candle. This is an amazing setup. So I would definitely size up. If you're already in this position, I would size up above this 118.50 area. Once it breaks out of this inside day, I think this stock will go ballistic. So I would definitely size up here, and the stop loss would be right here at 116.50. Okay, let me see. That's too close. Maybe like 116.15 around here. You want to always give it a little bit of room, right? Don't put your stop loss too close to the bottom of that candle, because sometimes you'll see it come down, like for example here, it'll basically wick right under and then turn around. So don't get it so close to that stop loss that you're gonna get stopped out, because you will. Like, these people know what they're doing. So MS also on the list, bank stocks here. So we had a reversal here, and now it's invalidated by today's price action. So all I want you to notice on this is that we have resistance on the weekly. So people think that the horizontal resistance is the only thing you have to look for, but that's not true. You also have to look for the resistance on the trends, right? Because if you're trend trading, this is your holy grail. So right now we see sell off here, and ultimately you want to see a breakout and not a sell off at this level right here. So MS, also V with the financials. So if we zoom this out here, V with the financials, zoom out, and we see this price action actually breaking out of this bull flag scenario here. So it's not about just the bull flag. This is just more confluence for what we're looking at. That's really not part of the strategy, the bull flag, but this is where you have buying on the week, buying on the daily, moving averages in order. That is part of the strategy. But ultimately, bullish stock, pullback, and now a bullish reversal, right? Now you have the potential to take this trade over here instead of all the way up here. Thank God we didn't get filled over there and get happy-go-lucky, because now we have a better entry down here. So that's what we're looking at with Visa. ABT with the health stocks, right? Health is moving, and so are some of these health stocks. So ABT, nice breakout here. Looking for a continuation, higher high, higher low. This candle would be your risk. So 3 times this candle, you take profit, and stop loss is right here, right under the resistance. So moving on to T-Mobile. Nice breakout here out of this consolidation, higher high, higher low. Today was an entry on T-Mobile, and if you took that, you're still in this trade. Ultimately, if you did not get involved, you can still get involved tomorrow with this engulfing candle right here. The entry would be right here at 142.50, and obviously 3-to-1 risk to reward there. So full share size on T-Mobile. Square, nice bullish reversal here. Now looking for another entry on Square down here, better entry. We have the 3-to-1 risk to reward here, so full share size on Square. Excellent, excellent, right? BA, not too much risk to reward here. We want to see a breakout out of this consolidation, but BA has been consolidating for some time, right? If you look at it this way, it's been consolidating for some time. So I'm liking this consolidation because the breakout is going to be humongous. So you have to have this on your watch list. Ultimately, I would definitely take this trade right here out of this breakout above 218. So that's what I'm looking at in BA. And finally, MA is on your financials, and look at the move on MasterCard. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Looking at the bearish list, we have Disney. You see so much for that bullish news, right? Full of it. That's why bullish stocks and bearish stocks remain on that bearish list no matter what the news, right? We want to see this bear flag scenario play out. So ultimately, it's not a lower low and a lower high. So we're looking for a pullback entry here, right? Pullback entry would be a bullish push here and then a reversal, and that reversal will be your entry. If not, you can enter on the smaller time frame on this bear flag scenario, the break right here, right? Or number 3, you can wait till it gets below here and go in on initial share size with Disney. We have Nike on the list also, bearish stock under the 50 here, bearish push, bear flag scenario, looking for the next leg down on Nike, right? Merck, I would go light on this because health is actually strong. So this would actually be a nice inside candle breakout to get above the 50. That could be really strong. Keep this on your watch list. This is actually on the neutral to bullish list. So I'm going to take it off the bearish side. It's bearish right now because it's under the 50. But honestly, in this inside day candle, you can see a breakout to the upside, and that's going to make it super, super bullish. Finally, we have DG here, and everything is setting up for a bearish setup. We have an inside candle here to the downside, right? So your entry would be over here. You'll be risking this candle right now, and ultimately 3-to-1 risk to reward there. So excellent setup on Dollar General, and we're looking for a 3-to-1 risk to reward there to the downside. And that's it, guys. Don't forget we have the coaching call at 8, and trade safe, trade smart, and have these on your watch list. Set up your watch list like this and just go through them if you're day trading, and look for entries. And if you're not going through them and you're simply placing a trade before you go to work, then you have all your levels drawn out and your 3-to-1s drawn out. And if it's not a 3-to-1, then you just simply don't go in with full share size. All right, have a good night, and I'll see you soon.